Hi, everybody. DJ Yokley with you once again, and it's hard to believe, but this is season 4 of Crestview Football Coaches Corner with Paul Cusick. Coach, how we doing this year?
Oh, pretty good. Little rundown. It's been so crazy. It's hard to keep up the pace.
Yeah, that's kind of my first question. With COVID and with the pandemic and everything that's been, you've had kind of a roller coaster ride more than most. What's it been like for you over the last few weeks?
It's been difficult because with having the AD duties and the coaching duties more than any other year, it's been very difficult. But that's just the way it goes. That's what I signed up for. I think a lot of people are just kind of frustrated in the whole situation, and they want what's best for their kids, and at the same time, it's just not the way it's supposed to be. So they're having a hard time dealing with that. Sometimes we're the target of their frustration.
Yeah, and obviously parents are in a tough situation too. You've done a really good job, you and your staff, as well as you and your coaches of the fall sports, of making sure that they're well informed. There was a kind of a case, there was a positive case. You took care of it. You nipped it in the bud. You guys worked very well with the powers that be, with the health department. Talk to me about what that whole situation was like for you. It seemed like there was great communication across the board, and you guys did a great job.
Well, I felt we did. We jumped on it right away, and you never really know what to do in the first time something happens. You just hope you're doing the right things. We followed all the guidelines and the protocols. The health department was very satisfied with the way that we did things, and we could have actually practiced that day, but I just felt like we needed that day off to keep our parents informed. And then kind of the next 2 days that we took off, that was my decision as a coach, just to make sure that we had everything in place, deep cleaning and all that kind of stuff, just for precautions. But we didn't have to take the days off, and we followed the guidelines and the protocols. And I'm sort of glad, in a way, that it had to happen with us first. I hate to say that's kind of a weird compliment, but at least we had to do it and see how it worked, because it's going to happen at some point to somebody.
Right, and you guys did all. I mean, checked all the boxes on that. Did a fantastic job. It was great to see leadership take its place at the top of the pyramid, so to speak. So let's talk about this year. Week 1 in the books against Champion. It was. I mean, Champion came out and they were ready. Talk to me about going into the game plan for you. What was executed? What was kind of left on the field, and your takeaways from Week 1.
Well, I think all the credit goes to Champion. They did exactly what they had to do to win the game. They ran a very methodical, slow-paced offense to keep our offense off the field. Did a very good job of executing that. And like in the third quarter, we only had the ball one time, and we ended up scoring. But they did a good job of playing keep away, and everything that they needed to go right. We did not make the plays, made mistakes at crucial times. And I told our kids the difference was they played every down to win, and I don't know if we did that. And I hate to see that as a program and as a head coach from what we demand from our players. And I think they were disappointed, and they were going to be held accountable this week in practice.
So when you look at the difference between last year and this year, we kind of spun the record last year about no seniors, and then now you have an abundance of them. Great leadership from the top down from your seniors. How do you expect them to bounce back in the face of adversity here after Week 1?
Well, there's no excuse not to. They need to step up. Our underclassmen need to step up, and we as coaches need to step up and have a great week of practice and be prepared and go out and give a great effort. There's no excuses not to. So anything less than great effort and improvement is unacceptable.
And that's what we love about you, Coach Q. You always hold your guys accountable for each and every week. A very special week here in Crestview. I know you and a lot of people have worked really hard to get to this day, to this moment, to unveil the brand new facilities, updated facilities at Crestview. Talk to me about the process and how quickly that happened. It felt like it happened almost overnight, but for some, like yourself that were involved the entire way, it's been years in the making.
It has been years in the making. We started out years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and started the process. And then the school district had the opportunity to get on the construction list to build a new school. So we had to put the turf project on hold because we didn't want two different things going at once. So we did that. And then once we got the levy passed for the new school, our efforts switched back to the turf campaign. And, Myron Weir and his family made a large donation that really kicked things off, and we can't say enough good things about them. And then everybody just started, jumping on board, and it just really snowballed. It was amazing how quickly we raised that kind of money. So we had great support from the community, people that weigh and wanted to give back, and it didn't matter. We would take $5 or we would take $500,000. It didn't matter. We would take anything. We had a lot of people step up. So it was a proud moment for us to get to this point, and it'll be exciting to cut that ribbon and make it official.
What do you think that is going to be going through your head after all the efforts that you've put into this? When you walk on that field Friday, I know you've had your chance to walk on it already, but to walk under a game condition the first time ever as a Crestview Rebel head coach, what do you think is going to run through your head?
Well, more than anything, it's going to be, a little sentimental, a little exciting, and a little bit of everything. I'll think about all the guys that played before. Mr. B, he and I have always dreamt of this moment. And for him, I think it means as much or more than anybody. So, to where our program was to where it is today, I think that all the coaches that have come in the past and through the ups and the downs, and, when Crestview wasn't so well thought of in football, and where we are today, it's just been such a growth process. And I've always said that I felt this program deserved it. We deserve to have turf because of what we've done and what we've accomplished. But it's not just us; it's everybody that came before us and built upon it. So it's a proud moment for anybody that's been on that field in any decade.
I think obviously there's going to be a lot of festivities in pregame up to game time. But after all that is said and done, there's still game to be played, and it's a very physical team in Campbell Memorial, a team you're very well acquainted with. What do you expect from the Red Devils on Friday night?
Well, they are very physical. Their kids get after it. They're fast and athletic, and if you make a mistake, they're gonna make plays. So we're gonna have to play a good, disciplined game. Make sure we're assignment sound. I mean, those sound like cliches, but when you're playing a team like this, any play could go big time. So we're going to have to be able to be in assignment sound, be in the right place. The quarterback's athletic, plays very hard. They got some good kids up front that play hard. So I think there's some things that we can do to take advantage of their aggressiveness, and we got to execute. And if we don't, we're going to be in a dogfight all night.
Offensively, what needs to be done for the Rebels to come out on top on Friday night?
We got to be better up front. I mean, I thought that there was too many times when we had stalemates up front. So we got to create some seams, get Ethan some space to run. Champion did a great job of really, shutting him down and not letting him get that big play that he's accustomed to. So we got to get Ethan a little bit of a seam so he can create and give us that energy. I think we respond when he makes big plays. I thought our passing game was pretty good last week, but our running game is really what makes us go. We want to throw the ball. We want to be 50-50, but to be able to really do what we need to do, we got to grind it out at some times and let our running game make big plays.
And you can't talk about Crestview without talking about defense. What do you think defensively needs to be done in order to walk away 1-1 on the season?
Well, I thought last week flat out was disappointing, the mistakes and lack of discipline when we're jumping off sides on 4th and 4 and we jump off sides, or 3rd and 4, we jump off sides. I think we did it 6 times. That's just absolutely unacceptable. That's on the coaches, that's on the players. So we got to take away those pre-snap penalties and make them earn everything that they get.
And as always, we like to wrap things up with a little question off topic. Coach, you are going to start a restaurant as an entrepreneur as you are. What kind of restaurant would you open and why?
That's a good question. I probably would go call it Marco Polo and then have a little bit of everything, East meets West, and also throw some Mexican in there. So, I think that with the Italian and Chinese and Mexican, you can't beat that. So, and then Marco Polo's been all over. So you could have all kinds of stuff, but that's what I'd call it, Marco Polos.
I feel like you've thought about this question before, or maybe it's been asked by somebody else outside of me.
Well, actually, way back I did. Way back in the day, I actually did work at a restaurant, and the owner and I actually were joking around one time talking about it, and that's how I just instantly thought of that.
Coach Cusick, good luck to you on Friday night. Congratulations on all that you've done in Rebel Country. Congratulations. Enjoy the moment if you can for a few minutes in the pregame, and then go get the Red Devils.
Hey, we'll enjoy it, and it's good for all our programs and all our student athletes, and thanks to all our community members that have made it happen. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Coach. Anything for you. We'll talk to you next week.